should we introduce what we're doing and all that sort of jazz?
Yeah, absolutely. You go first and I'll follow you.
Alrighty righty, so hello, good morning and all that. This is Uncle Red, and as you can see I'm on a jelly bean, and there is also a Cockney biker. So this is hopefully a thing that we want to start doing now every few weeks, every other month or so, weather permitting and all that. And yeah, it's just another thing that we can do content wise. It's a little bit different. We can throw some banter back and forth, and we can have some fun with it as well. All yours, sir.
What's going on, everybody in YouTube world? This is the Cockney biker, and joining me today is my good friend Uncle Red. Well, Uncle Red Devil. I was going to say Red Baron.
No, we don't use those names.
We don't use those names here. Oh, speaking of which, yeah, so we a few weeks ago we decided we're going to try a little international collaboration video where I ride around in my hometown in the bottom end of America, and he rides around his hometown in the middle of England. Well, actually no, it's the southeast of England.
Yeah.
And basically for an America of British Telecom and Google, we are having a nice little band here. Now you'll be surprised to know that the weather seems to be a little bit dodgy. In Louisiana right now it's a little bit nippy, it's overcast, and yeah, it's definitely spotting with rain. Let me give my camera a little wipe here just to make sure that it's not sporadic. But I'm bobbing around on Destiny here, and Uncle Red Devil is knocking about on his beautiful Vulcan S jelly bean. So we thought we'd just come over here, have a moan about the weather and about the drivers, and go over various topics over the next period of time that we do these collaborations. You know, differences between America and the UK, on what British visitors can expect in America and what American visitors can expect in England, things like that, as well as various other topics of discussion that might be related to the differences between the US and the UK.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm really excited about this, even though I'm getting a little bit damp here.
Hey, there we go.
I'm just past a Sherman tank.
A Sherman tank.
Ah, you're off. Yeah, just past the tank. There's a veterans club just next to a park here, and there's a big empty Sherman tank parked in there. Kids like to jump on that thing in the summertime. They hold garden parties and functions on the grounds. Yeah. I've been there a couple of times myself.
Yeah, having tanks run around the place is not something we obviously see over here in my area.
Oh
but
no, this thing was.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
We're just changing lanes here. I'm just going to annoy someone here.
Yeah.
This road I'm on right now is a bit of a bumpy road, actually.
Yeah.
It's it's got it's like it's been patched and repatched, and it's always bouncing somewhere.
Yeah, it needs proper good resurfacing, entirely.
Oh yeah, they don't bother doing that here. They just patch it and call it good.
Yeah.
Actually, no, tell a lie. On the other side of the road, they did do some work, and that road was closed for about a week while they repaved the entire thing. I think they get to a point where they just can't stand it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few areas down here, but road condition in the UK will usually depend on what kind of county you're in, and then the town council that's sort of in charge of that area. When it comes to private roads, for example, the road outside the place I work was an absolute pigsty for the best part of 2 years, and of course every time a heavy truck's coming over that, you've got so need to speed up a bit there. Road conditions are kind of depending on, obviously, if they're privately owned, as you said, with businesses, people are going to be reluctant to, let's say, repair it. So if it means them saving money, then they will do by all means. As for the rest of it, the councils are usually okay, but with the whole thing that we've got going on at the moment, I suppose it's the same with most countries, we have an issue with the government always saying we're cutting back on this or we're cutting back on that, and then it's, you know, it gets to the point where you're thinking, all right, well, you're making all these cutbacks, what are you spending the money on?
Yeah, I get a lot of my news about England from, believe it or not, I get it from Jonathan Pike.
Yeah, he's quite amazing at what he does.
Yeah, and I think what it is that, like, you know, his big accusation right now is there are some people who are like trying to make the NHS suffer so much that they have no choice but to go to private companies. It's a kind of way of like privatising the NHS without saying it.
Exactly that.
He says, and so I caught wind of that. And that's actually quite sad because, like, you know, in this country, like the health service is a bit dodgy. You know, unless you've got a bit of money, your only option is to go to the emergency room. And when they bill you, oh my God, do they bill you? Yeah. I'll tell you what, we're walking cash cows. But you know, I've had a moan about the American like healthcare industry as a for-profit entity. Yep. I've had a moan about that several times before now. So hopefully, though, in the future they'll see what, you know, they'll suddenly work out that, hey, you know, all these other countries, you know, their people are healthy and they're living. Why? And they're not going bankrupt.
I suppose, I mean, it's easier to see looking from the outside in like a simple fix, but I know it's kind of a big deal. The issue which I have on a personal basis, or the issue which I have personally, is obviously when we get our paychecks, we get taxed. And that tax will go towards running the country, a bit of this, a bit of that. So if that money, if a portion of that money is going to emergency services and the NHS itself, then how can we be in a position where not enough money is going into the NHS? So they're now not turning a profit anymore, or in other words, they're always running out of money, or they're always going to be in the red, so to say. They're always going to be in the negative numbers when it comes to money, and you just kind of look at that and you think, but how? You know, that's what we're paying for.
Well, that's the thing though. I mean, like, unless they've changed it, when I was working in England, you know, you paid your national insurance. Yeah. You were given like a, you know, you've got like, you're given a number, it's like a social security number in America. But you had this number, and that identified you, and that told you who you were, and basically they took their, you know, you saw it on your pay stub every payday, you know, X amount going to taxes and national insurance tax, X amount percentage.
Yeah.
And that should be paid for us all.
Right.
Yeah, it's funny because like when I was growing up, actually like my late teens and all that, I was working as an operating. Basically it was just a porter in Westminster Hospital before they closed down in the 80s. Okay. So the early 90s. And I wanted to be a nurse.
Can't quite see that, but yeah.
No, it's true. I was like an operating theatre assistant, which basically, you know, I was in there working for all the operations. I was the guy who, in the operating theatre, I was the one who set up the tables, mopped up the blood, set the lights, and when, you know, things like, for example, if a doctor was doing a surgery for like an arm or a leg, to make sure that the table positioned the person in the appropriate position where they could work on whatever it was that they were doing. Okay. And obviously having to take bodies down to the morgue as well as limbs and organs. Yeah. And yeah, and I loved it. I mean, I really enjoyed it, and I was like thinking, I want to be a nurse, and I was going to apply for it and everything, but yeah, that fell through.
Yeah, I can't see the American Health Service saying, yeah, bring your girlfriend to work, we'll let you have a YouTube channel, but not be nurse.
Oh, you'll be surprised.
I've kind of found myself accidentally on the M1, so I guess I'm going to be stuck on here for a while.
You're back on the M1?
Yeah.
Well, so far I can hear you perfectly well.
That's great, yeah. I'm more concerned about the audio microphone on my side of things, but it should be alright.
Oh, right, okay.
Obviously.
Well, I'm not going to go singing a song or anything like that to take up the time while you're sitting on the M1.
Wow, okay. So for any of you that just saw that on my screen, this is what you don't do on the M1. Undertake people in order to get to an exit. It's completely dangerous, and as you saw, if I didn't check my shoulder then, I would have been wiped out. Now when you get wiped out 50 miles an hour going on basically the network of motorways that go through the UK, if you don't get killed by coming off the bike, you might get killed by someone else hitting you or losing control and whatever. So yeah, just a nice little tip there. Don't bloody undertake people, it's dangerous.
Yeah, if you're in America, however, expect it each and every time. No one knows what the fast lane is for. They drive slow on the fast lane, fast on the slow lane. They overtake as long as there's an opportunity, regardless of whether it's on the right or left of you.
Yeah.
So basically the advice in America, if you're in this country, is keep an eye on both your mirrors.
Oh,
to
madness.
avoid that same thing.
Yeah.